What's going on, y'all? Psych Perspectives, GeoFlex in the building. And today, I want to talk about learning your lesson. So, 2010 through 2020, the last 10 years, the last decade that just passed, I feel like a lot of us, we went through trials and tribulations. We had ups and we had downs. We had some okay moments, some good moments, some great moments, some sad and depressing moments. And as we move into the new decade, not only is it a new year, but it's a new decade. We have another 10 years to go. So now it's 2020 to 2030. That's right. So with this being a new decade and a new year, I think it's so important that we look at the lessons that we learn from. We gain knowledge, experience, and we want to learn from them lessons so we're not repeating them moving into the new year. We're not repeating them moving into the new decade. So one of the lessons that I learned towards the end of the previous decade is you got to stop people pleasing. You can't chase people and you can't please people. And on top of that, it's not your job to people please. And that was like one of the biggest lessons that I learned in 2018. And for me, it was so eye-opening because I realized through counseling, through therapy, through self-reflection, and just being accountable for things that I was doing and saying and allowing to happen in my life. And from there, I just kind of learned, I need to work on my self-esteem. I need to work on my confidence. I need to work on setting healthy boundaries and enforcing healthy boundaries to avoid the people pleasing, to avoid trying to seek validation outside of myself. Because I feel like a lot of us do that. We'll sit up and put our whole value into somebody else. So in other words, if other people don't see us as being valuable, as being important, as being worthy, as being loved, then we don't see ourselves as being valuable, as important and loved. And that is so stupid and immature. Like, hello, you are an adult. You are an adult, my baby. With that being said, you need to validate yourself. You are not a 5-year-old seeking approval from your classmates. You are a grown person. You need to seek approval for yourself. So that was like one of the biggest lessons that I learned in 2018. And then throughout the 2010s, I just learned time and time again, people are fake. And a lot of times when you're caught in this low self-esteem, lacking confidence, you validate yourself, you're looking for approval from everybody else, you'll find yourself around a lot of fake people that are literally just there to use your ass because they know they can, because you don't value yourself. Again, toxic people, narcissistic people, they're basically like sharks in the water. They smell blood. They can smell when you don't have a self-esteem, when you don't have self-confidence, when you lack healthy boundaries or lack boundaries at all. They can smell that, okay? If you notice, a lot of toxic, manipulative, narcissistic people, a lot of their friends are what? Yes men, yes women, yes people, aka have no backbone. They know they can say and get them to do any and everything for them because they're going to just go along with it. And that's how I used to be in the 2010s. I would just kind of be like, well, I just want people to like me. I want people to accept me and all this other bull crap, which led to me spending thousands of dollars on other people who didn't give a damn about me, led to me wasting years trying to seek approval from folks that threw me away like garbage once they got what they wanted. 2019 by far was one of the best years for me in the 2010s because I finally learned the lesson. I finally learned the lesson and started healing and helping myself and working on myself. And now that I'm in the new decade and the new year of 2020, it's just a lot of things that simply won't go anymore. Like, number one, and I'm going to say this, if you're not bringing anything of value to my life, then you don't get to be in my life, period. Again, I don't need half-ass friends, half-ass family members, and basically parasites latching onto me like I'm the host I don't have time for that. If you're not doing anything for me, you don't get to be in my life. And that's just keeping it 100, as they say. 150, 1,000. And that's real. If you're not doing anything for me, then you don't get to be in my life. I don't have time for people that constantly want to gossip and talk shit about everybody else and behind their backs 24/7. Because I also noticed all through the 2010s, it was a lot of that two-faced fake behavior where you'll be sitting up with a person and every time you get with them, they're bashing somebody that you both know. So they're talking trash behind other people's back, which brings me to my next point. If they can talk trash behind other people's back, what makes you think they're not talking shit about you when you're not around? Again, people show their true colors every day. And it is so important that we pay attention to the true colors, honey. Because it be right there in your face that this person ain't shit. But we be sitting up, people pleasing, no self-esteem. I want to be liked by everybody. Like I'm a 5-year-old and we on the playground and I'm giving everybody gum so you can like me. Like, no. We not doing that, honey. 2020, we not doing that. So, before this video gets super long, learn the lesson so you don't have to keep going through the trials and tribulations. Because I have noticed when I finally learned the lesson in 2019, my 2019 was so much smoother because I wasn't chasing after people. I wasn't people pleasing. I wasn't putting myself in compromising situations that was going to cause for my self-esteem to be plummeted, was going to cause for me to lose money, lose time, chasing after some nigga, some bitch, some person that wasn't thinking about me. So 2019 was it was a breakthrough for me, which is why now going into 2020, I'm continuing the breakthrough. If you're not doing anything for me in a positive, uplifting, valuable standpoint, then you don't get to be in my life. You don't get to have my energy. You don't get to have my time. You don't get to be in my presence altogether. Happy New Year and welcome to the new decade. Learn those lessons.